Hello, Paparazzi Consultants. My name is Philip Beadle. I'm part of the Wayroo team here, and today we're going to talk about ShippingEasy. Before I get into that, I just want to let you know that my professional passion is to help empower businesses of all size and shape thrive. I know that business can be hard, especially when you're just starting out. And business owners have a life outside of work, whether that's family, hobbies, supporting that cause that is so dear and near to your heart. You have a lot of things really competing for your time. Our goal here at Wayroo with Paparazzi Premiere is to provide you solutions that are easy to use. If it's not easy, it's cumbersome, you're not going to get the full benefit out of it. It's not going to benefit your business. It needs to be diverse in its tool set to help you grow your business. If you have all these tools and all these different disparate processes, it's harder, to manage, and it's going to take some of your hard-earned revenue. And it also needs to give you time back to spend on those things that matter most. If you have solutions that are time-consuming, processes that are time-consuming, you're not able to invest in those things that grow your business. You're not able to focus on your customers as much. You're not able to sell more. You're not able to devote more time to your family. And what we want to be able to do with Paparazzi Premiere and the solutions that we provide is give you time back. And kind of flowing into that, ShippingEasy is our premier shipping partner for Paparazzi Premiere. And the reason for that is because it gives you time. And throughout this presentation that I'm going to provide to you today, that is going to be the theme. We're going to put you on the fast track to order fulfillment through our integration with ShippingEasy. That in 3 clicks, that you are able to purchase a label, print it, and fulfill that order. And in some cases, it's only 2. No more typing, no more having to hand key in all of the order information, all of the customer information, all of the shipping information that you need to make your label purchase. And you'll be able to reinvest that time back in your business, back into your family, back into your hobbies, back into supporting those causes that are near and dear to you. And I guess before I just go any further, I am part of the Wayroo team. I am no way compensated by ShippingEasy for this solution. I am simply here to educate you on something that is going to benefit you by giving you time back. If you want to kind of pick up the challenge that I'm going to offer today with that 3-click order fulfillment, if you want to test me in the challenge that I'm kind of throwing down here and try it out, you will find that it's going to benefit you by giving you time back. And I'll demonstrate that here very shortly. So no more manual entry, virtually no need for scales to weighing packages, and creating, buying, and printing your label in 3 clicks. Let's just get into it. So for those of you that are not familiar, we've created 2 plans with ShippingEasy. We've negotiated with them, we worked with them, and we put together a really good package for all paparazzi consultants. So there are 2 different plans, but the benefits between these 2 plans are exactly the same, regardless of the plan type that you're in. Really, it comes down to how many orders per month you are fulfilling. Up to 25 shipments per month is free. There is no subscription fee for ShippingEasy if you're doing 25 shipments per month or less. For those of you that are doing more shipments consistently per month, then it's only $9.99. That's 2 pieces of jewelry cover your subscription. So those are the 2 plans, and it really comes down to, again, the number of orders that you're fulfilling per month, free or $9.99. Let's get into the benefits. With Paparazzi Premiere, very similar to maybe your currently favorite shipping platform today, you get discounted shipping rates. With United States Postal Service, how many of you are using the United States Postal Service when you fulfill your orders? With ShippingEasy, you get the commercial rates on all USPS labels. You cannot get better than commercial shipping rates. If you're using Pirate Ship or PayPal's shipping solution, you get commercial shipping rates with those solutions today. So with ShippingEasy, you get the same exact benefit. Typically, those commercial rates are reserved for those e-commerce businesses and that are doing 50,000 shipments or more per year. But with Paparazzi Premiere, with ShippingEasy, we're able to get that to you regardless of your shipping volume. And you could, again, take the challenge. You could sign up with the free plan and test us, create a label that you normally create in your currently favorite shipping platform, and you will see same rate. You put all of the same information customer shipped to, package information, the same carrier and shipping speed, and you'll find it's the same exact cost to you. For those of you that go directly to the United States Postal Service and buy labels directly from the Postal Service, you're not getting the benefit of these deeply discounted shipping rates through the United States Postal Service. So just another benefit to you, if that's what you do, you can come to this platform and get deep discounts and save yourself not only time, which I'm promising through this presentation, but now you're saving yourself some money as well, which is huge for a business. In addition to discounted shipping rates for USPS with commercial rates, you also get 82% off of daily rates for UPS. And this is becoming something that is very competitively priced, UPS versus USPS. USPS Ground Advantage, I know that many of you use that carrier speed today with United States Postal Service. UPS Ground Saver is becoming very competitively priced. Similar speed, they get it in at about the same time with UPS versus USPS, but now they're getting a little bit cheaper. And so with UPS, that comes with the package as well. In addition to discounted shipping rates, with our integration with ShippingEasy, you also get Paparazzi branded tracking. So when you buy your label through ShippingEasy, your customer is immediately getting in their inbox an email with their tracking information. They click on it, they can see where in the world their package is, from the place that you ship it to their door and everywhere in between. They can track it and they can get live updates on where their package is, and it's all Paparazzi branded. In addition, you can go in and customize this once you create your account. You can customize it with your contact information, email address, phone number, the links to your Paparazzi Premiere website, your social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, and all of those social media platforms, your logo. So not only is it Paparazzi branded with the colors and the look and the feel of the tracking information, but it also is putting your information back in front of your customer. How great is it that they can go to the branded tracking email, see where their package is, but also go right to your website from their branded tracking, and you're in front of them selling yet again. This branded tracking doesn't have external ads either. They're not going to this and seeing an ad for something that is not Paparazzi or your business. There are no ads whatsoever, not taking them away from your business. So discounted rates, Paparazzi branded tracking that you can personalize, but it's easy order management. We have a deep integration with ShippingEasy so that when your order is paid, so these are invoices or online orders that they're placing directly through your website, or if you use Reply to Buy and they pay that way, all of the order information from those orders gets zipped up to ShippingEasy, to your account. All of the order information, your customer's information, where it goes to be shipped, the product information, including the weights, and all of the data associated with that order, so that there is no more need for manual entry when you create your shipping labels. How cool is that? And this is where some of that time saving comes in through that integration and those orders that come through. But in addition, how many of you are using the same type of shipping packaging every time? Or maybe not every time, right? But maybe 7 out of every 10 orders, 8 out of every 10 orders, you're using the same bubble mailer for each of the shipments that you're sending to your customers. With ShippingEasy, you can save these commonly used packages, saving you time when you go to create your label and purchase your label. Similarly, how many of you are using USPS Ground Advantage like we mentioned before? Why don't we combine these two things, your commonly used package with your commonly used carrier and shipping speed? We can combine those in what are called shipping presets, and it takes all of the headache away of creating and buying labels, so that we put you back on that fast track, like I mentioned. 3-click order fulfillment, where you can set that shipping preset, buy the label, and print it, and you're done. No more manual entry. Typically, you know, I've talked to a lot of paparazzi consultants. I've had the joy of connecting with many of you, and it's such a pleasure. And when we discuss this topic, you know, on average, how much time are you spending with your current platform with order fulfillment? You know, some I'm getting on average 5-6 minutes. This will get you down to like 30 seconds or less. You know, 5 minutes saved per order. If you're doing 10 orders every time you're sitting down to fulfill orders, that's 50 minutes in time savings. And for some of you, that savings could be greater because you're fulfilling more packages. And for some of you, you're still growing. But why not set yourself up for success? Why not set up yourself for simple practices that only help you have time with your customers or time to give back to your family? 3-click order fulfillment, we'll start to talk about that here very shortly. So we've talked about all of the benefits, you know, being able to have discounted shipping rates, the integration, the branded tracking emails. In order to have all of those benefits, it's really important that you follow some very simple steps for success when you implement with ShippingEasy, so that you can be on the fast track to order fulfillment. Let's go through those together real quick. First of all, we make it very convenient for you to create your ShippingEasy account right from Premiere. So, and we'll show you that together, but you know, you can go to ShippingEasy's website, shippingeasy.com, and you could technically create an account right through their website. But if you don't make all the proper selections through that manual process, you might not get all the benefits of the Premiere program. You might not get it for the free or $9.99 per month subscription rate. You may not have the branded tracking emails. So in order to get all of those benefits that we just discussed, just sign up from the convenience of your Premiere app. In addition, if you do it on the website, you have to manually link the accounts together, and it just simply isn't a fun process. And I want you to avoid that as much as possible. So by signing up in the Premiere app, not only do you get all the benefits that we just discussed, but it links it together for you and makes it real simple for you to start fulfilling orders. So I'll pull up the app and we'll kind of look at that together. So here's the app, and on the menu button, we're going to go down to where it says settings. And in settings, you'll scroll all the way down to the bottom to add-ons. And my app, as you can see in front of you, it says manage ShippingEasy account. That means I've already signed up and it's already linked together. If you've not signed up, it'll just say ShippingEasy. Click on that and follow the on-screen prompts. You'll be asked to create a password for your new ShippingEasy account. You'll be able to just see the email address that will be used as your username right from the screen there. And then just follow the prompts as you create your account. Once you're done with that process, again, all of it will be linked and you'll get all of the benefits. Through the sign-up form, you will be given the option, do you want the free or do you want the $9.99 plan? Just know if you select the $9.99 per month plan, you get a 30-day free trial. So you won't be billed for that first 30 days. In addition, again, if you're just wanting to test it out and you want to just make sure that all of the things that we're talking about today are legit, you can do that. And you can do that by not providing your credit card up front, right? You can hit the skip button when it asks you for your credit card information if you want. And that will allow you to sign up for the free package, and you can start to play with it and just test everything that I'm talking about. When you're ready to order labels, it will obviously ask you for the credit card information so that you can purchase labels. So that is a quick tip in order for you to have quick success in creating your account and implementing it with Paparazzi Premiere. All right. Before we get into the rest of the presentation here, the next thing that I want to discuss real quick is the concept of carrier funds. Carrier funds is just a ShippingEasy terminology for how you pay for your labels. Today, you might be using a shipping platform where you put in your credit card information, you create a label, you buy the label, and it just hits your credit card one time for every label that you purchase. With ShippingEasy, it's a little different. You'll have a credit card on file, just the same as you have with your current platform, but you'll add funds into your ShippingEasy account, your carrier funds account. The minimum is $10, and essentially, it'll just, every time you buy labels, it'll just pull from that balance you have on hand. It's a little bit different, but essentially the same as your experience today. So let's just go into the ShippingEasy account, and I'll just demonstrate that for you if you don't mind. So this is ShippingEasy, and when you first log in to your account, you'll be met with this screen. This is the standard screen that you come to, the shipping and orders option here, as you can see on my screen here. And all the orders that you are ready to be fulfilled, right there conveniently on the screen, just ready for you to do that. So carrier funds, we're just going to go to the carrier funds option. And on here, this is where you're going to manage your balance and be able to see everything associated with carrier funds. I have already added my account. If I didn't, it wouldn't say connected and it would ask me to add my credit card information. Here, you can view your current balance in your carrier funds. And again, every time that I buy a shipping label, this balance will be reduced by whatever the label price is. So if I buy a $5 label, it'll reduce this $10 to $5. And anytime that my balance is insufficient to cover the cost of another label, you'll just be prompted. You don't have to come back to the screen. You can, of course, if you'd like. But this is where you could go to manually add funds if you want to. On the other screen that we were on, shipping orders, it'll prompt you from that screen as well. But the reason that I wanted to come to this screen is for a few reasons. Number one, if you needed to update your payment method on file, you'll just do that by selecting Update Your Payment Method on the screen. If you wanted to review reporting on all the purchases that were made that reduced your balance or added funds to this balance, you can do so by clicking Online Reports right next to it. If you needed to add funds, you could do that manually here, and it has an option for you to automatically refill and top off that balance for you, and you can select a rule set. In the standard rule set, as you can see in front of you today, if ever my balance fell below $10, it will add another $10 automatically to the balance. So that's what the purpose of the credit card on file is just to add funds to the balance automatically for you with this rule set. And you could change this if it makes more sense for you to add $25, let's say, because I'm shipping more each week. You can make that rule set change. You can even change the minimum too. So if it falls below 25, you could add 50, let's say. And if you weren't comfortable with it automatically hitting your card like that, you don't have to do it. It is automatically turned off when you create your ShippingEasy account. You have to go out of your way to turn it on. So I just wanted to show you that convenience factor as well. Okay, let's get back into our presentation. That's the concept of carrier funds. Save a card on file and then add some funds to your ShippingEasy account. When you buy labels, it just pulls from that balance. So here we go. This is really where the ShippingEasy platform is going to start coming alive. We discussed before, and I'll mention it again, that typically most paparazzi consultants are using the same packaging every time. You might only have 2, 3, 4 different types of packaging for all the different orders that you've fulfilled over time. And ShippingEasy allows you that benefit of configuring your package ahead of time, and it'll provide you a lot of convenience. We'll go over that here in just a second. But we know that 3 things contribute to the shipping costs a consultant pays when you buy your labels. One is your package dimension, right? The larger a package is, length, width, height, the more you pay. The more space it takes up on the shipping truck, the more you pay for that package. The weight, the heavier the package is, the more you pay. The service type and speed, right? The faster you want it to go, the more expensive it is. And I guess also the distance that is going from your door to their door, that will also affect the rate that you pay for shipping costs. And ShippingEasy, again, allows you to configure the ShippingEasy account with the commonly used packages that you use all the time. And so I'm going to bring up the website again. When you set up your ShippingEasy account, it is a website, shippingeasy.com. So you'll set up, your account in ShippingEasy, but once your account is set up, you'll just go to their website, just as I have it in front of you right now. You'll go to their website and you'll manage your account from there. Okay. And again, typically when you log in to your account, you're going to come to this shipping section. And in order to configure packaging, as we were just discussing, we're going to go down to settings, right? So settings is down in the bottom left-hand corner. And while that loads, you can access this from your mobile device, your phone or a tablet. But I find it most easy when I do this right from my laptop or computer. You're going to get more real estate for your screen to be able to navigate everything. So everything that I'm demonstrating is from my laptop. It might look a little different if you're going to use your tablet or phone. So don't be caught off guard by that. So in ShippingEasy, in settings, if we're going to configure packaging, we're going to go to this option that says package setup. Again, settings, package setup. And in here, this is where you're going to be configuring your commonly used package types. How many use, again, that 6x4 bubble mailer? What we're going to do together is create one so that you can see the process. And you'll just repeat this process however many times makes sense for your business to cover all the different package types that you commonly use. So if you have 3 or 4 different package types, you want to configure that many packages within ShippingEasy. Again, this little investment on the front end will pay dividends by only saving you time as you continue to ship orders. So we're going to add new. And the first thing that it wants you to do is give the package that you're creating a name and be creative, whatever makes sense for your business. I was working with a wonderful couple that sell paparazzi jewelry, and they do a considerable amount of shipping every week. And to make it easier on them as they're fulfilling orders, they don't give, hey, we're going to use the 6x4 bubble mailer for this package. They have a little inside name for it. And I thought it was cute and I loved it. So we're going to use that today. They called it the little guy. Hey, we're going to use the little guy to fulfill Jane's order today. So give it a name that makes sense for you. And then it's going to ask you for the package dimensions. Again, giving it the proper package dimensions will ensure that you pay the proper amount and the cheapest rate when you go and buy those labels. So, and take note of the little descriptions that it has in there on the website for you. It wants the longest side of the package dimension first in the length. So a 6x4 bubble mailer, we'll give it the 6-inch length first. And you don't have to type inches, just put in the number. Width is 4 inches. And the height. Now, typically, that bubble mailer can expand all the way to about 1.25 inches, if I'm not mistaken. So you have a couple of options here. You can put 1.25 inches in there, and that is its package dimensions. Keep in mind that the package dimensions matter. Again, the smaller the package, the cheaper that you're going to pay for your label. So maybe you're not stuffing this 6x4 bubble mailer, the little guy, full of jewelry every time, right? Maybe on average, the majority of your shipments, it's only a 1/2 inch. Well, what you could do is you could put in a 1/2 inch and save that. You could call it the little guy, you know, 1/2 inch, right? And you could make another one. You could copy this one, make another one, and make it 1 1/4 inch, because sometimes you might be, you know, for bigger orders, really stuffing the little guy full of jewelry. So whatever makes sense for you, just know that you can do that with ShippingEasy and have that benefit. So I'm going to put my package in as 1 1/4 inch. And then the next thing, again, weight matters as well. And I mentioned before, ever so briefly, that all the weights will come up with every order that is paid. And but what it doesn't know is the weight of your package, and you can configure it in ShippingEasy. So this will be one of the few times where you're going to want to break out the scale. You know, take the scale, add the little guy to the scale, and whatever other, you know, packaging and items that you're going to be putting in consistently every package. Let's say you're adding some extra bubble wrap or tissue paper so that the jewelry doesn't get damaged in transit. Well, put the average amount of bubble wrap or tissue paper on the scale as well, okay? Maybe you put a packing slip on there. We'll put a packing slip on the scale so we can add that to the weight. Maybe you're putting a thank you card in there or a business card. You know, put whatever you're commonly, consistently putting to packages on the scale. And what we're going to do is we're going to add that to the add to weight section. Keep in mind, never, never, never use the override weight section. If you override the weight, you're overriding all the product weight for that package. And we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we are properly calculating weight so that we buy the correct label, the correct postage for that shipment. So let's pretend that I put the bubble mailer on the scale. I put some extra packaging material, you know, some bubble wrap on there. I've got a packing slip and a business card on there, and the total weight that is being added to this order is 3 ounces, let's say. Whatever it is on your scale, put that in the add to weight section and save. We've made one package, the little guy. And again, you'll just do this again and again to create all the different packages that make sense for your business. So again, I created the little guy 6x4 by 1 1/4 inch. If I wanted to do one that was less in height, you know, maybe it's a 1/2 inch or what have you, I could create a second one, 6x4 by 1/2 inch, weigh, you know, my stuff again one more time just to make sure that the weight is correct, and then add that. So you'll go ahead and configure all of your commonly used packages. And then once you're done with that, what we then want to move on to is creating shipping presets. Remember, the goal of ShippingEasy is to give you time back. The goal of this is to put you on the fast track to order fulfillment so that you can create shipping labels in 3 clicks or less. So along with the packaging that you specified in your ShippingEasy account that you configure, you can also combine that package with commonly used shipping speeds. We call these shipping presets. This is where you're going to combine that package type, we called it, you know, the little guy, with your most used carrier and service, you know, for example, USPS Ground. And creating these shipping presets will put you on the fast track to quick and easy order fulfillment. So let's kind of get into that. Here we go. We're back into ShippingEasy. And here on the left-hand side, we'll start to navigate us back to and through that setup of your ShippingEasy account. So I'm going to click on Shipping Presets. And before I get into it, ShippingEasy, they do a lot of business with, sellers of all shapes and sizes. And they know, a lot of different, shipping presets that people have used over time. And what they try to do is create those for you so that you don't have to do it for yourself. And so all of the out-of-the-box ShippingEasy shipping presets are going to be here for your view. Now, it might not make sense for your business. And I would encourage you that if you look at it and it doesn't make sense for your business, just delete it, right? So the first one here on the screen is the priority mail package. Using the priority mail service type through the United States Postal Service. Maybe that doesn't make sense for you. Just hit the X on that side and that line goes away. And you'll just do that as many times as it makes sense for your business. If there is a preset in there that makes sense for you, then keep it by all means. But just go through there and delete the ones that don't, okay? So I'm going to clean this up real quick. There it goes. All right, and then what we're going to do is create a new preset, all right? We created the little guy. That's one that we use the most, a 6x4 bubble mailer. And we're going to combine that with the commonly used shipping carriers and speeds that we use for our business. Most of you use United States Postal Service and Ground Advantage. So we're going to make those selections. And then once you've created, you've selected your carrier and your service speed, then you click on the package that makes sense, right? So we're going to click on the little guy. And now it's going to confirm the United States Postal Service with Ground Advantage using the little guy. And if that's all correct, we're going to create that preset. But let's save some time for ourselves. Perhaps this shipping preset is one that we're going to use the most out of all of the ones that we create. So we're going to go ahead and make that our default, okay? So create the preset, and there it is. Right there at the bottom. All the new ones will appear at the bottom, okay? And you could do it again. If you have another package that you've created and you need to add, United States Postal Service and the proper shipping service, Ground Advantage or what have you, then you go and do that. You just do this as many times as it makes sense for your business. Again, this little initial investment of time at the outset will put you on the fast track with every order that you fulfill after that. So maybe, I might want to make a preset, let me go back, with UPS, knowing that Ground Saver has been very competitive with the United States Postal Service. And then you just add that to the little guy. And now I have a shipping preset created for UPS Ground Saver with the little guy. All right. And we can create that preset as well. And it's only saying that it's already taken because I've already created this before. So that's what an example of an error message looks like. All right. So we have discussed creating your packages, commonly used packages, and then pairing that with shipping presets. Here in a second, I'm going to show you what it all looks like, and we're going to put all of this training together. But before we do, I just want to mention that our integration is a two-way street. We mentioned that once the order is paid and it's an order that should be shipped to your customer, we're going to create that order in ShippingEasy and then in 3 clicks be able to fulfill that order. Of course, I mentioned before, when that label is purchased, when you buy that label, your customer gets a branded tracking email real quick right in their inbox so that they can see the status of that order that you just shipped them. But in addition, once those orders are paid and then you buy the label, we trigger, information back to Premiere that then moves that order from paid and completed for you so that you don't have to mark it as shipped. We do that for you. You buy the label in ShippingEasy, the order will transition from paid to completed automatically. And then if you wanted to, you can click into that order and you can actually see, let's say you used USPS Ground Advantage. You could click into that order. It's going to be in completed now, and you'll be able to see the tracking number from USPS on that order. We've we've saved that information for you so that you don't have to go looking for it. You can conveniently find that order in Premiere. If you have a question that your customer is asking you, you could look up that tracking information right along with them. Make it quick and easy for you. So with that, let's go back into ShippingEasy, and I'm going to add Premiere on the screen as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to provide you just a demonstration of creating an order, paying an order, and see it go up into ShippingEasy. And I'm just going to get prepared here. Here we go. So when you log into ShippingEasy.com with your newly created account, you're going to come to this screen typically. And again, once you have your configurations that we just mentioned before created, then and you're ready to start purchasing labels and fulfilling orders, this is what it's going to look like. So let's focus on the Premiere app real quick, and I'm just going to create an order. And notice on the left-hand side of the screen, I currently have 1, 2, 3 orders ready for fulfillment, okay? But what I'm going to do is just quickly create a new order, and we're going to see how the integration works and ultimately see how it's going to save you time, okay? So in orders, we're just going to create a new order, and I'm going to find my customer. There we go. And we're going to create a new one, all right? I'm just going to add a few items from my inventory. There, they're like these. There, I've added 3 items, 1, 2, 3. And just note that my store currently has a shipping setting where the shipping toggle is off. You know, by default, you know, I might be doing a lot of vendor events, so I don't need to ship orders. But for this one, I am, right? So I'm going to toggle shipping on, and there it's calculated my shipping cost based upon the weights and things of that nature. And we're going to review that order real quick. Okay, so it looks good. We've got 3 items. We're charging for shipping and handling. And in total, it's $23.90. And I'm just going to pay this out as cash real quick just to demonstrate now that it's a paid order, right? And with that toggle on for shipping, that means once it's paid, it's going to automatically go to ShippingEasy. If that toggle's off, then we assume you don't need to ship it, you know, so that order is not going to be created in ShippingEasy. So keep that in mind. So, So right now we can see in the paid section, we've got an order here that I just received payment for, right? And it's in the paid section. Notice the order number here, 1346668 for $23.90. And again, paid, not shipped. You'll see that in the center of the screen there. And again, if you're not using ShippingEasy, you're using a different shipping carrier, you'll notice that you have to hit the ship button in the lower left-hand side of the screen in order to move it from paid to completed, right? And then you have to give it all the information. We do all of that for you, right? So 1346668, we're going to go over to ShippingEasy. I'm just going to refresh the screen. And this is much faster. I've been talking more than necessary, I suppose. But now you can see that we have a 4th order out there for us. And it's got the same order number, 1346668, 1346668. On on the app, I can see all the order information. But in ShippingEasy, if you kind of just click out into an open spot on that line, it provides you all of the order information. This is where it's shipping from. That's my information for my store. Here's the recipient. It all came from the order. I didn't have to type in any of this information. So there's my ship to. Look, there's my ship to. I didn't have to type any of that out. Here's all my order information. Spotlight Stunner. Look over here. Spotlight Stunner. All 3 of those items came across, and I didn't have to add them. It came across with the amount that they paid. But look at this. Here at the top of the screen, I can see that the total weight of these 3 products is 8.08 ounces. I didn't have to weigh a thing. All of that comes through our deep integration with Paparazzi. So we do that for you. And so from here, right, you can buy your label. And you'll notice that at the bottom of the screen here, that it's doing a cost savings analysis for you. And it's saying that, you know, $4.87 is the cost for this label. If it found a better price, it would tell you down here. So that's a little tip and a trick for you. Let's say that you wanted to deliver this tomorrow, you know, and have the United States Postal Service come and pick up your order. You can change the date to tomorrow, and now you can ask them to pick it up. There it is. So I'm going to have the United States Postal Service swing by my house or wherever and pick it up, right? So you can buy your label, and now they're coming tomorrow on the 9th, okay? So that's how you can manage that as well, just from that screen, okay? But typically, you know, you're just buying your label, right? So if the economy bubble mailer is not the package that I would be using for this particular purchase or order, you just drop that down. We're going to pick the little guy, and it's doing the rate calculation all over again in the background there. We're going to give it a moment here to calculate, and there it is, $4.87 using the little guy. Once I can click, it'll buy the label automatically because I have more than enough money in my carrier funds account, as I showed you earlier. And then once I'm ready to print that, it'll show a little icon for ready to print. It'll connect to a local printer and print that once you hit the print button on that screen. And it's as simple as that. Once that label is purchased, this order will move from paid to completed. And all of that shipping information will be in there for you. Now, a couple of other tips and tricks, okay? So in ShippingEasy, there's a number of tips and tricks that help you save time, okay? And one of those things comes through, you know, how many consultants might have customers that pay for more than one order throughout the course of a week or until you ship again. ShippingEasy allows you the convenience to combine orders, okay? And so in ShippingEasy, whenever you see these icons of this double square, and this is technically in green, I don't know if it's coming through on this session very clearly, but this is green, okay? And it's differentiated from this color here for these 2 orders. What it's saying is that on this screen, I've got one customer that has more than one order. And in this, you have the convenience to combine orders into one single shipment. And you do that by selecting more. You can see that we have 2 for Philip Beetle here. We'll combine those orders, all in view with the same recipient. Before I click go on this, typically, let's take notice of the lower left-hand corner here. You see that I have 200 results per page. Typically, when you first come in to ShippingEasy, it's only going to be reduced to 50. And if you're really rocking and rolling in a week, and let's say you have 53 orders, and Susie has an order on page 1 and on page 2. She's the first order and the 53rd order, let's say. If you combine orders in the same view, it's only what's being seen on the screen, right? So if you know that you're going to be doing more than 50 shipments in a single session, I would encourage you, and this will save for you, bump it up to 200. That way you never have to really worry about it, right? And the next time you log in here, it'll always be 200, okay? So a little tip there. But let's do this together real quick. Select more, combine orders, all in view with the same recipient. Now, if you wanted to do this manually, you can. You can just select these checkmark boxes next to the orders that you want to combine. And what you could do instead is combine orders that are selected, right? So that's an option. Let me deselect these. And what we're going to do is combine these all in view with the same recipient, and watch this. Once you select that, it's basically saying, hey, once you combine these orders, there's no way for us to pull them back apart into their two separate orders. Do you want to do that? Yes, we do. So we're going to hit confirm and give it a second here. There we go. We had 4 orders. Now we have only 3. And in here, before, I should have had you take note of this earlier, but before we had one order that had 4 items, another order that had 3. Now we have one single order that has 7 items. The weight on that order that we just created was just over 8 ounces. Now the combined order is 15.2 ounces, right? We can click on this and we can see all the information associated with this larger order, right? We have those orders, those 3 items from the previous order, and these top 4 were from the original as well. So that's combining orders. The other thing here is that you can print packing slips, right? So I can print packing slips on all these orders that are in view here. And if I do that, let's do that real quick. Here's what it will look like. There we go. And this is fully customizable as well. You'll see the order number, your store information, where it's being shipped to, all the items and pieces within that order, and you could place this in your order and compete with all the big retailers, right, that provide that packing slip in the packaging. So you can use that as well. Now, keep in mind, the packing slip is completely customizable. You may be asking, well, where do I go to customize certain things with my account? All of those customization settings can be found in settings, okay? And if we go over here, you can customize the label, especially if you use very specific labels with your label printer. You're going to want to tell ShippingEasy what labels you use so that it prints it off correctly using the printer that you use. But if we go to packing slips, here's where you can create a template all on your own, right? So let's say ShippingEasy Standard is the one that we want to go with, right? Maybe some of these other ones don't make as much sense. So we're going to say ShippingEasy Standard. You could even do it on a smaller piece of paper if you wanted to. There's one that's 4 by 6 inches. So we're going to select this full page one, and you just go to Modify Template. And in here, you can add different components. You can add your logo, for example. You can add other components to this shipping label. When you're ready to preview it, you can preview it on the page. And I don't have a logo that I've uploaded into my ShippingEasy account, but if you did, it would just appear here, and you're personalizing that information. If you want to check the address associated with your ShippingEasy account, just keep in mind the address that you give ShippingEasy is the one that's going to print on labels and packing slips and things of that nature. And so if you want to update that, go to Settings. Again, Settings is where you're going to manage your account, and we're going to do Ship From Addresses. And if this address that you originally gave ShippingEasy is not the one that you want to use, you just simply hit Add Address. You can put in the name of your store. Our test store is Premier Bling Things. And then maybe you want to put in your P.O. box, right? 123. And you just fill it out there. Okay, and we're going to make this our default address. You do have to give it a phone number. And there we go. And a phone number is just required to schedule a USPS pickup, okay? So, whoops, pick your time zone. And because this is not a legit address, I couldn't find it, but let's just force it through. And then now, whenever we print a label, this is the address now that will appear, okay? So that's just a little tip and trick. We talked about branded tracking emails. to your customers, and the fact that you can personalize those. Well, where do I go to personalize things? I go into settings, right? Go into settings, and then here you can see branded tracking and notifications. And in here, you're going to see what it looks like, what a branded tracking notification looks like. So they're going to get an email with a link inside. They click the link and they'll be taken to your branded tracking notification. And if you want to personalize it, you just simply scroll below the phone and hit Edit Branded Tracking. And in it, you can provide all of the information for your account. So you give it store name. Premier Bling Things, again, is the name of our store. For store URL, we provided it the website address for our Premier online account, so that, again, when they get a shipping notification, we're trying to get them to buy again. They can do that right from the convenience of the branded tracking notification if we give it the URL. So there it is. You can give it an email and a phone number. You don't have to if you don't want to, but we went ahead and added some information there. You hit next, and you can even change the layout. And as you select different layouts here, maybe we like the simple one a little bit better. Once you make that change, your tracking notification will change accordingly. And I guess before I go too far, this is what it looks like on a mobile device, but you can see what it looks like on a tablet just by selecting tablet. Now it's changed, right? And this is what it looks like on a desktop, for example. And again, if I wanted to change the layout, maybe I like the bold one a little better. You can see what that looks like just by making those simple changes and adjustments. Paparazzi colors are there. If you wanted to upload your store logo this is only for the branded tracking notifications, you can do that. Hit next. And this is where you can add your social media links: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. And just take note that it already provides you the facebook.com/, for example. So you'll only need to provide what comes after that slash. Same with Twitter and the rest of the social media platforms. You could also create a little menu item, and you could put your replicated site in there for your paparazzi store, for that jewelry that you don't have on hand. Put its link in there, and you can have something that not only pushes people to your Premier online store, but to paparazziaccessories.com as well, and they can buy from you there too. You can add anything else in here that you'd like. If you want to kind of see what those changes look like, for example, I want to see what it looks like when they click into my store, and that's just done through the logo there. And there I'm being driven right to my online store. There we go. How cool is that? If you wanted to see your social media links, it's just in the menu here on the mobile view, and I could click into Facebook, and I'm being redirected to my Facebook page. Okay. And again, you can just click on these other settings here to see what it looks like when it's a larger screen. Okay. When you're ready to save those changes, you just hit the option for save and publish, and there you go. All of those changes took effect, and you can see when people click on those and are viewing your branded emails, giving them the tracking information. All right, so that is our training on ShippingEasy. I do want to make you aware that we do have resources that you can go to. If you go to our help center, we conveniently display the QR code. You can see this training as well as documentation on some of the things that we've covered. So the training video that ShippingEasy created is right there on the screen. Covers all the steps that we just covered as well. But ultimately, using ShippingEasy, fulfilling orders from Paparazzi Premiere is as easy as 1, 2, 3, right? Apply your shipping preset, pay for your label, print your label, and then it's that easy, right? And in some cases, it's already applied that same shipping preset, so it's only 2 clicks, saving you even more time. So that all you have to do is pay for the label, print the label, and 2 clicks and you're done. It's that easy. I hope that you found this presentation helpful. One of the things that helps us here at the Wayroo team is getting your feedback. If you have suggestions about how we can make Paparazzi Premiere better, that's the purpose of this survey. If we don't know that you need something, we won't know to build it. So tell us, and you can tell us as often as you like. You can fill out this survey as many times as you like, as back-to-back as you want. The more information that we collect from you, the more that we can pack Premiere with all the features that make sense for your business so that we can create something that's easy to use, that helps you grow your business and helps you give your time back. I hope this was helpful, and I really appreciate you spending your time with us today. Happy selling.